Good morning, students. So today we will study life cycle of Ectocarpus. Algae Ectocarpus belong to class Phaeophyceae, order Ectocarpales, and it is also known as the brown algae. So Ectocarpus, it is a marine algae which is found throughout the world, particularly abundant along the Atlantic coast. And few species are also freshwater species, but most of the species are marine water. So Ectocarpus species, it's usually found endophytically growing on the another plants. Now let's study about the structure of the thallus. So Ectocarpus thallus, it consists of the profusely branched unicellular filaments as it shows the heterotrichous habit. Heterotrichous habit means it consists of a prostate and erect system. The filaments of erect system arise from the filament of the prostate system. As prostate system, it consists of the creeping irregular branched filaments and which is attached to substratum with the help of rhizoid. And this prostate system is poorly developed in some of the free-floating species. From this prostate system, erect system arise as it consists of well-branched filament. Each branch it arises beneath the septa main axis and the branches of erect system, they are uniserrate, right? And the branches, it terminate into the acute point to form a hair. So on the erect system, at the tip of the branches of erect system, we usually found a hair-like structure, and erect system are uniserrate, that it consists of one main axis. And when the ectocarpus thallus get old, they can also be sheathed with the help of the rhizoidal branches. So here is a diagram of ectocarpus thallus. You can see here the prostate system, and from the prostate system, erect system arises, and you can see very well the erect system is much branched and well profiliously than the prostate system. And just look carefully, there are two type of, you can see two type of sporangia here. One is this one, which is called as a unilocular sporangia, and there is one more multilocular, or that's why we call this at the plurilocular sporangia. You can again see the unilocular sporangia and the plurilocular sporangia. And here you can also see the branches arise just below the septum. Branches, it arise from below the septum. And if we study the cell structure of a single cell of the ectocarpus thallus, the cells are cylindrical, rectangular, and the uninucleate. Cell wall is thick, which consists of three layers of pectin and cellulose. Algin and fucidin, these are the main compounds present in this pheophyta, algin and the fucidin, which is present in the cell wall. And there are characteristic gelatinous substance present in the brown algae, algin and fucidin. Please remember these two substances, gelatinous substances in case of the pheophyta. And in case of the Phaeophyta, the chromatophores, they are ribbon-like irregular outline, and the main dominant pigment is fucoxanthin, which gives the algae a golden brown color. With that, the photosynthetic pigments, they are the chlorophyll A, C, beta carotene, and some main xanthophylls. Growth. So in the ectocarpus thallus, the growth is trichothalic. The intercalary meristem is present at the base of hair, as we have already discussed, that the terminal end of the erect system, it get modified into the hair-like structure. That's why it is called as the trichothalic meristem. It increases the length of terminal hair and the vegetative cell of the branches. Next is reproduction. Ectocarpus, it reproduces by both asexual as well as the sexual means. Now, in the asexual reproduction in the ectocarpus, the asexual reproduction takes place with the help of the biflagellate zoospores. Now, please remember the zoospores, they are produced in the unilocular and the plurilocular sporangia. As I have already shown you, there are two types of sporangia, unilocular and the plurilocular sporangia. So these two types of sporangia, it may be produced on same plant or it may be produced on the different plant. The unilocular sporangia, it forms haploid zoospore. Please remember, the unilocular zoosporangia, they form the haploid zoospore, and the plurilocular sporangia, they will form diploid zoospore. Now let's see what happens in the unilocular and plurilocular sporangia. The unilocular sporangia develops singly on the tip of the small branches, in which the nucleus of the cell it first divided by the meiotic division. So please remember, in the unilocular sporangia, first there is meiotic division, which is followed by many equational division, result in formation of 32 to 64 haploid nuclei. So in the unilocular sporangia, there is first meiotic division. That's why it forms haploid zoospores. Fine. Then each zoospore, it is pyriform. Now, what is the meaning of pyriform? That is the almond shape, uninucleate, and with the two laterally inserted unequal flagella. Anterior flagella is longer and up in tenonemate and are directed forward, while posterior is shorter and the acronematic and directed backward. Let's see the structure of zoospore. Here you can see the zoospore pyriform, a little bit like the almond. This is a long flagella, which is of tinsel type, and this is whiplash type. So this is pantonymatic, this is acronematic. Here you can see development of the sporangia, that is a unilocular sporangia. It arises just below the septum. Here is a sporangial initial. It will divide by the transfer division to form the stalk cell. Lower cell, it will form the stalk, and this upper cell, it will form this body of the sporangia. There are only one locule. That's why it is called as a unilocular sporangia. Its nucleus, it will first divide by meiosis, then rest of division is mitotic, which will form a number of zoospores. So it will produce a number of zoospores. The zoospore, it discharges in the gelatinous matrix through the terminal pore in the sporangium. And after liberation from this sporangium, they become free and swim in water. They are haploid and they withdraw the flagella attached to substratum by their anterior end. It will start germinate within 2 to 3 hours to produce a new ectocarpus plant, which is similar to the sporophytic plant in structure. But these plants, they are called as the gametophytic plants, and on maturity, they will produce the plurilocular gametangia. So the students, in the ectocarpus unilocular sporangia, they will produce haploid zoospore, which will germinate exactly the same thallus as that of the main ectocarpus thallus, but that would be haploid in nature. That is a gametophytic thallus they will produce. Now, same as that of the unilocular sporangia, the plurilocular sporangia, it developed from the terminal cell of the diploid plant body, जो main plant body that will give rise to the plurilocular sporangia also, which same as development is same as that of the, you can see the development is same as that of the unilocular sporangia, but only difference is that number of division, number of cell are more in case of the plurilocular sporangia. It will give a shape of racket shape, a number of cell, a number of locule. That's why it is called as the mature plurilocular sporangia. And it will give rise to, it mainly helps in the asexual reproduction, and it will give rise to diploid zoospore because here the divisions are mitotic. So the zoospore of the plurilocular and unilocular sporangia, they are identical in structure, but zoospore of plurilocular sporangia, that's diploid, and the zoospore of unilocular sporangia are haploid. So in one way, unilocular sporangia, it will help to form the haploid zoospore, which will germinate to give to gametophytic body, while the plurilocular sporangia, it will produce diploid zoospore, which will give rise to a new thallus of ectocarpus, that is a sporophytic ectocarpus. So the diploid zoospore, they multiply only in the sporophytic plant and they do not play in the role on alternation of generation. Diploid zoospore, they do not play in alternation of generation as they help in the asexual reproduction only. Then is sexual reproduction. As I have already told you, the gametes, they are produced in the plurilocular gametangia. So remember, when the plurilocular sporangia are formed on ectocarpus, they will form asexual zoospore, while when there is plurilocular gametangia on the gametophytic plant body, they will they will act as the gametangia and they will form neozoospore. And development is same as that of the plurilocular sporangia. And here you can see, as the plant body is already haploid, that is a gametophytic plant body, they will produce haploid gamete, same as that of that is a pyriform in shape, that is an almond in shape. But remember, as these are gametes, the gametes are relatively small in size. And when they gamete, they will release into water, they will fuse. On the basis of the nature and the structure of the gametes, ectocarpus shows different kind of the sexual reproduction. It can also show the isogamy, in which the fusion takes place between the gametes which are morphologically and physiologically same. Physiological anisogamy, in this case, one is less active gamete, which is usually called female gamete, and other is more active, which is called as a male gamete. The female gamete soon come to the rest, settle on the substratum, and it is surrounded by the active male gametes. Here is a very important stage which is called as the clump formation. Here you can see the diagram of clump formation. Here these are isogametes, but in the physiological anisogamy, you can see this is large female gamete which is surrounded by a number of male gametes, and they will attach themselves with the help of the flagella. Soon, one of the flagella in this male gamete, they get tangled with the female gamete and they get detached from each other. Then the fertilization takes place and diploid zygote is formed. Now remember, there is no zygotic meiosis. The zygote, it germinates into the diploid sporophyte. So here it is diploid zygote which will germinate to form the diploid sporophyte. Also here we have seen that there is alternation of generation in case of the ectocarpus. First, there was sporophytic plant body on which plurilocular sporangia will form and they will form the zoospore. Then this sporophytic plant body, it will also bear the unilocular sporangia in which meiosis takes place and they will produce the zoomeospore, which will germinate to the gametophytic plant body. On the gametophytic plant body, plurilocular gametangia will produce, which will give rise to the plus and minus strain of gamete. It will fuse and then there is a formation of zygote. So in case of the ectocarpus, it shows the isomorphic alternation of generation. Why also isomorphic alternation of generation? Because there is alternation of generation, that is a gametophytic and sporophytic plant body, but they were morphologically similar. So here it is a life cycle of ectocarpus.